I know we just dealt with a historic storm in November, and here we go again, but by all accounts, that one was just a warm-up for the storm that we're about to get over the next few days. Another serious storm is heading our way just in time for Christmas weekend. A blizzard warning is now in effect from Friday morning through Sunday morning for Buffalo and parts of western New York. Some meteorologists are calling this a once-in-a-generation event. Let me say that again. Some meteorologists are calling this a once-in-a-generation event. Today I am with Deputy Mayor Crystal Rodriguez-Dabney, Public Works Commissioner Nate Martin, Deputy Parks Commissioner Andy Rabb, Deputy Commissioner of Snow Removal Henry Jackson, from our Buffalo Police Department, Captain Rogowski, Buffalo Fire Department, Deputy Commissioner Suarez, Parking Commissioner Wagner, Oswaldo Mestri, Director of the Division of Citizen Services, and National Grid's Corporate Communications Manager, David Bartola. Today, obviously, we are busy getting ready for this storm. Here's what we know and can tell you right now. I am issuing a state of emergency for the city of Buffalo effective 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Based on the forecast, things will deteriorate very quickly tomorrow. We will see a flash freeze in the morning, followed by a rapid drop in temperature, a cold front, and the start of extremely challenging weather. Strong and steady winds of up to 60 miles an hour are expected. Heavy lake effect snow will develop in parts of the city, with areas of blowing and drifting snow and near whiteout conditions, and the potential for power outages. We are also bracing for lakeshore flooding. As Buffalo residents, we are used to winter weather and often take it in stride. But forecasters say this storm is not our typical storm. So please don't expect 4 to 5 inches and be complaining about driving and plowing. This is not going to be a typical storm. In fact, this could be a life-threatening storm. Please take it seriously. We are asking residents to continue to be cautious and to be responsible. Today, please finish up your last-minute holiday shopping, your grocery shopping, other errands that you have to run as soon as possible, and be sure to have your needed medications, flashlights, batteries, blankets, and other essentials on hand should the power go out. Tonight into Friday and Saturday, please stay off the roads. Do not leave home unless you are an essential worker. Visibility will be extremely difficult Friday and Saturday. Again, we are talking about a blizzard. This storm is expected to bring hazardous conditions to the area, which will impact the entire city. And we are being told that this could be a life-threatening storm. Now, in addition to the state of emergency tomorrow, I'm also announcing that Buffalo City Hall will be closed on Friday, December 23rd, out of concern for the safety of city employees, residents, and visitors. All essential personnel will continue to report to work as scheduled. Now I'm going to turn things over to Public Works Commissioner Nate Martin and then Dave Bertola from National Grid.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the opportunity to update everyone from our department standpoint. As the Mayor said, this is a very significant and serious storm, life-threatening conditions. So Not only are we expecting the snow, lake effect snow that we've talked about, and right now we're hearing in the range of 24, 30, and maybe even more than that inches of snow, the winds are really going to be the challenge that we will face this time that we didn't necessarily face last time. Those high winds coming at the speed across the lake, 60 miles an hour, and potentially plus higher gusts, are really going to make it that blizzard conditions that we're going to see starting Friday, lasting through Friday night into Saturday, and a good part of the weekend, Saturday even to Sunday. So the conditions themselves will be dangerous for all individuals, our DPW crew as well, but individuals certainly in the community. And I can't urge enough, and back what the mayor said, please do not be on the roads if you certainly do not need to. From a DPW standpoint, we will have our crews, Parks Department, Engineering, Streets, obviously the #1 teams out there working the streets. Our equipment will be mobilized. We're partnership with our real estate group and state and county officials who we've been in contact with and continue to be in contact with as well during the storm. So our response is that the coordinated response across the entire Department of City Hall and our partners. We will expect and see whiteout conditions. We expect to see flooding with that, with those winds coming across the lake and pushing that wind to the SAISH event that we'll see. Trees down. Deputy Commissioner Rabb and his team and the forestry group are expecting tree falls with the winds, so we'll have teams ready to handle those throughout the weekend. And then, some of the announcements we made in relation to garbage and recycling, we've canceled that for tomorrow and shifted tomorrow's pickup till Monday. So we're shifting everything one day, and those announcements have gone out already as well. From a travel, again, I can't emphasize enough, be careful with travel. Our teams will be out there at the start of the storm and throughout. At some points in time, it'll be zero visibility for us, so we'll be taking our care of our equipment operators and drivers as well. So we ask for the patience in terms of kind of their safety, and first of all, in helping the community as well. But we will be working the streets the entire storm and after it as well. So we'll be bringing in some contractors on a case-by-case basis as needed to help. We certainly think this is going to be a different kind of storm than last time. That 4 feet plus is a different kind of a storm in terms of removal, but this is high snow, heavy winds, a lot of drifting that we're going to be dealing with. So we'll be attacking the storm as it starts, during the storm, and certainly after. We'll have a clean that's going to continue into next week. So with that, I think that'll be kind of the initial update, and I'll turn it back to the mayor.
We're now going to hear from Dave Bertola from National Grid.
Thank you very much. In the spirit of keeping everyone safe, just as the mayor and Nate have mentioned, National Grid also wants all of our customers to know that safety is our top priority, and their safety is our top priority. In advance of this storm, by the end of the day today, we will have statewide around 2,800 additional crew members who, a total crew of 2,800 members, some of whom we're bringing in from Texas, Tennessee, and other states to help us so that we can help you. Safety is our top priority. We want everybody to please listen to what the mayor and Nate have been mentioning. We are here for you. We are here because we drill for this type of thing year-round, and everybody's got an eye on the weather and probably an eye on the Bills game this weekend. And just like the Bills are playing, and we just celebrated Bennett High School on the front steps just before this event, those teams plan for these kinds of things, and so does National Grid. We drill and train year-round with municipalities and emergency service personnel all across Western New York, and this weekend is our game day, and we're ready. We're ready. We want you to be ready, which is why we're here today.
So again, I want to reiterate, unless you are an essential worker, Friday and Saturday, we recommend that you not be driving. It will be very dangerous. There will be blowing and drifting snow. There will be high winds. Visibility will be very difficult, and these conditions are expected to start as early. Now, I followed some of my own advice today and went out grocery shopping very early this morning. And I can tell you, the grocery store was absolutely packed with people who were doing the right thing, and that was doing their grocery shopping before the storm hits. So groceries that you need, medications that you need, last-minute Christmas gifts that you have to pick up, do that all today. Today is the last day to do that safely before the storm hits starting on Friday. With that, I'm going to open up for the media's questions.
Nate, I wanted to bring back what you brought up about the fact that your crews are going to be out no matter what. Could there be a point, though, based on visibility, that you're going to have to tell your drivers, hey, okay, stop for a little bit, wait this out?
Yeah, certainly we will have our crews out there, right? Our goal is to provide the service to the public when we be out there. But in a condition where it's white out and there's zero visibility, it is a danger even to the operators in that big heavy equipment. They will at times need to pull off to the side and stop to have some visibility back to continue their work. So that's something that we'll do on a kind of moment by moment basis. But again, their safety is paramount in terms of helping the community. So yeah, that might be the case occasionally where in those conditions they will stop, let it blow through, and then get back on the road again.
I have a question for Mr. Ruotolo. What advice would you give to people at the hotel?
If your power goes out, you could always give us a call at 1-800-642-4272. Never assume your power is out. Make sure that you have your phones or other devices charged in advance of the weather event so that you can remain connected. You can also keep an eye on our outage map online, which is updated every few minutes, so you can see how the progress is being made in your neighborhood.
The state of emergency means that people should exercise caution. It's a very dangerous storm. If you don't have to be on the roads, if you are not an essential worker, please do not drive on Friday and Saturday. We want people to stay home. We keep hearing that this is a potentially life-threatening storm. We do not want to lose lives during this storm. We want people to follow the guidance, stay home.
Follow up to Carol's question to Mr. Ruotolo. You mentioned some call and grid if you have a power outage. Are you going to be able to address this in real time, or how quickly will you be able to respond to down power lines? You say it's going to be dangerous condition out there for everyone.
That's right.
How quickly will you be able to respond to any power outages?
Our crews are ready. This is something we drill for. Our crews are going to be staged across the 11 counties of western New York, and as outages come up, we will be addressing them. And if there's snow or down trees or down power lines, those are things that we have to take care of sometimes first before we can address those outages. But there's usually not a waiting period. We assess the damage, we assess our ability to go out and make those repairs, and then we get right to work. Sure, that's on a case-by-case basis. So let's say if you're out in an open area where the wind is really whipping hard and heavy versus maybe being in the city where you might be protected by some buildings, that wind may have different impacts on our crews up in the trucks. So it's at the discretion of each crew and their supervisor, but it's something we're aware of. And as I mentioned at the outset, safety is paramount here in this situation, not just for the public, but for our crews. And it's something that we drill and something we're ready to get to work on this weekend.
Could you talk a little bit about the potential for flooding, whether it be canal side, the harbor, any thought of evacuating the open shore?
Yeah. You know, some of the flooding that you might see during the winter, if there are ice jams on some rivers, that's not going to occur. What we'll see is anything on the lakefront that might be caused by that sage, again, that high winds coming in there. So not significant, but we're preparing for it, certainly across the city.
Is there any plan to evacuate the open shore right now?
Not at this time.
Is there a plan to close your basin?
No, we did close that. We announced that closure. I think it's effective 3 o'clock today, I want to say. That and a couple other parks as well.
Yeah, if I can just add to, all the waterfront parks are closed effective at 3 o'clock today. Go on.
Well, again, it's in the spirit of the holidays and looking out after each other. Part of what we like to ask our customers to do, in addition to making sure you have a supply of flashlights with fresh batteries, making sure your phones are charged and ready to go, is to check on those elderly or older neighbors. They can also make that phone call, like I mentioned, if they're without power. But you know, it's let's be that city of good neighbors that we're known for. And let's check on them and see how they're doing before the storm hits. Not at this time. It's kind of hard to predict. We're predicting for, this is a national event. It's a statewide event. We're prepared to be deployed across our entire service territory here in the West.
Kelly? My message to people is you don't have to do those things. Obviously, if you have an elderly family member that lives alone and you need to check on that family member because you have not been able to hear from them, that's something that people should do. But depending on what the conditions are looking like, we're asking people to stay home. We're asking people that if you don't absolutely, positively need to drive, do not go out. It is going to be that dangerous from everything that we're being told.
Mayor, bouncing off of that, could you comment further, though, about the fact that it is potential to be deadly, and in that case, you're not only putting yourself at risk, but you're also putting the first responders at risk who would have to go in case of an emergency?
Absolutely. People that go out unnecessarily, not only are they putting themselves at risk, they're putting first responders that might have to try to rescue them in these kinds of difficult and dangerous conditions at risk as well. We've had days to prepare for this storm. We have heard how serious it's going to be for days, and now we have the remainder of today to do anything that we need to do. So again, you got a grocery shop, do it today. Christmas gifts you didn't buy them today. Medications that you need in case you're stuck at home for the next 2-3 days, make sure you pick up those medications from the pharmacy today. And if you have elderly family members, friends, neighbors that you would have had stay with you, pick them up today. Don't wait until Friday or Saturday to do it, because it might be too late.
Is there any list of priorities? Is power, streets, what's the priority?
Well, for emergency first responders, they have to respond to a lot of conditions simultaneously. And our emergency first responders, our essential employees, they are going to be working tomorrow. They're going to be working Saturday and Sunday to make sure that the public in Buffalo is safe. Okay, now I want to ask Parking Commissioner Ray Wagner to come to the podium. He's got a parking announcement.
Thank you, Mayor Brown. So effective at 7 p.m. today, we will be opening up the wrap lots and ramps throughout the city of Buffalo. They're located in every district. If you're looking for locations, they're on the city website, under the parking website, and as well on our Twitter page. Thank you.
And I'm going to ask Deputy Commissioner of Parks, Andy Rabb, to come up as well. There is a great potential of trees coming down, trees taking power lines down with them. I just want to have Deputy Commissioner Rabb speak to that.
Thank you, Mayor. If a tree comes down and it's a truly life-threatening event, or it's blocking access for emergency responders to get into your house, please call 911. For trees that are just down on the street or sidewalks or in your front yard, or that you see kind of off to the side that might be blocking a parking space, please call 311. Save 911 for the true emergencies. Both will be monitored. We're working with the Office of Citizen Services to make sure that 311 is monitored all weekend long. That will be sent to us. We triage those if someone's looking for a priority. Our priority is to assist first responders and to open up the streets first. That's even before we start pulling things that might be on a porch or blocking a driveway. We focus on the roads and those emergency response calls that we'll all be coordinating with. So 911 for emergencies, 311 for everything else. Thank you.
While City Hall will be closed tomorrow, our 311 operators will be working from home remotely. They will be checking all of the messages. They will be receiving messages, and we will be able to respond to messages coming in, particularly any emergency situation that people have. We want to know about it. Please feel free to call 311. We're also reminding people to sign up for Buff Alerts. We will be sending a number of emergency notifications out. So if you have not signed up for Buff Alerts, please sign up. There will be a number of notifications that will be going out the next few days regarding the storm. Any other questions? Thanks, everyone. Thank you for coming out, everyone.